What's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today I got a real dope video for y'all for entertainment purposes only. So stay tuned to the end. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell and leave a comment. But let me cut this talk to a minimum and get straight into the content.
So y'all know about Tartaria, right? Did you know that they literally caught a building on film getting energy from the ether? That's what these buildings were for. Exactly why all the old world buildings went so high up. Think about churches too. Collecting the energy of the atmosphere. Allegedly free energy. And it's said that these buildings had somewhat of batteries inside of them because they collect the charge and add to the battery, which they no longer have in them anymore. They've been taken out sometime in the past history. And allegedly, all the people who end up learning how to use the ether to make this energy, which is free to supply energy to all things, these people end up just going missing. It's wild. And it's even wilder how nice it was in the 1800s. I mean, look at this. They tell us that they set this stuff up and then just destroyed it right after. They made it in 2 months. But it seems far more logical that they found it the way it was. So what happened to the people that were inhabiting these areas using this ether energy? And it was said that they lived peaceably with the giant back in those days, allegedly. Of course, we have no way of knowing, but the things left behind sure seem that way. Like these giant doors. Why so big? Makes sense, right? Genesis 6, there were giants in the earth in those days, pre-flood, and then after that. So say there was this civilization, this great Tartaria, who had giants living among men using energy from the sky. I mean, what all do they have? We know all the pictures, the skies are whited out for a reason. What all did they have? And what was the cataclysm that took them out? Because there was a cataclysm there, but we just don't know what it was.
So scientists decided to act like Dory and have a 20-minute conversation with a humpback whale named Tuan. And before we move on, I could have sworn it was illegal to communicate with whales and dolphins. And I'm pretty sure they communicated with them with some kind of sonar communication system. The craziest part about this is they're connecting whales and extraterrestrial intelligence together. Now it's not too far off when we were saying some of these sea creatures come from other planets. Now let's watch a video of them explaining this conversation.
This is a little how their conversation went. Under their NOAA permit, they were only allotted 20 minutes to communicate with the whale, but she stuck around for more.
After our 20-minute period of playbacks was over, we turned off our speaker, and she continued to vocalize back to us, even as she was leaving. It was like, hey, maybe another time we can meet up, or who knows, right?
The scientists made several attempts before getting a successful response.
And we really got nothing until this particular encounter. We were not targeting Twain. We just happened to come across her.
UC Davis professor.
I wonder if in the future this communication will get stronger and more clearer. Y'all let me know what y'all think about them having a 20-minute conversation with a whale in the comments. Like and follow for more wisdom. Stay tuned.
Like I said before, we shared this earth with animals for a long time. There shouldn't be no reason why we ain't communicating with them by now. And that's exactly why you will not catch me in the middle of nobody's ocean.
I'm not embarrassing you, am I, Dave? I'm sure Dave won't mind me telling you that he's looking for love. Aren't you, Dave? Don't panic, Dave. You won't be all by yourself. I'll find you love thanks to my all-new Titan the Robot matchmaking show. Just leave it to me. Move over, Casanova. There's a new love sheriff in town. Little Robotti. See the tutty. Remember, ladies, no lackey, no latte.
Technology has come a long way. I gotta admit, those was some pretty dope suits. I might want to cop me one in the future.
Check this out, y'all. This is from the movie AI, Artificial Intelligence, okay?
A sensory toy. To create an artificial being has been the dream of man since the birth of science. The artificial being is a reality, a perfect simulacrum, articulated in limb, articulate in speech, and not lacking in human response.
You hear that?
And even pay memory response. How did that make you feel? Angry, shocked?
I don't understand.
What did I do to your feelings?
You did it to my hand.
There's the rub. Undress. At Cybertronics of New Jersey, artificial being has reached its highest form. Universally adopted, Mecha, the basis for hundreds of models, serving the human race in all the multiplicity of daily life. That's far enough. But we have no reason to congratulate ourselves. We are, rightly, proud of it. But what does it amount to? Sheila, open. A sensory toy with intelligent behavioral circuits using neuron sequencing technology as old as I am. I believe that my work on mapping the impulse pathways in a single neuron can enable us to construct a mecha of a qualitatively different order. I propose that we build a robot who can love.
But we ship thousands of lover models every month.
Of course, your own best customer, Shiachi-sama.
Quality control is very important.
Tell me, What is love?
Again, I be telling you guys how movies are real life stories about us and what's going on in our reality, because where do they get it from? That being said, it goes right back to this world being like the Truman Show. So they created artificial intelligence beings in order to provide what's called love, or what we think is love, but it's really an illusion.
I propose that we build a robot child who can love, a robot child who will genuinely love the parent or parent it imprints on with a love that will never end. Ours will be a perfect child, caught in a freeze frame, always loving, never ill, never changing. With all the childless couples yearning in vain for a license, it will fill a great human need.
Please make me a real boy.
His love is real, but he is not. Do you see what I mean? And this is what I mean by we live in a disillusioned world that doesn't know anything, because their love is not real. So when someone tells you that they love you who's never known love, how do you know if that love is real? Do you see why we're in this situation that we are in now? Do you see why this world is in its low vibrational state? And it's because we have a whole bunch of artificial intelligent beings that are running this world that don't even know the definition of love. Again, you see the world in turmoil, poverty stricken everywhere. People are hungry. Worlds are destroyed. Countries are amok. So I would say a high population of this world is artificial. I mean, we all heard the stories of the Cabbage Patch Kids about how these people were placed in history. You know, what kind of information were they given and then placed within us? These are people amongst us now giving false information. You know, opposition, controlled opposition. This is the definition of controlled opposition. How do you know if they stop this? Or how do you know when they begin this, right? You know what I'm saying? Because, again, they tell us what they want us to know. So yeah, I just came across that clip and I thought it was interesting. Then I looked in the trailer and I was like, even more interesting. And I thought I'd share with you guys. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only bringing awareness to interesting things during these interesting times. So let me know what you guys think about this video down in the comments below. Like, share, and follow for more videos like this.
This is probably one of the creepiest things I've ever seen. Is it just me, or is this thing alive? So it's this giant doll that they're pulling out of the water, right? But you can see his face active in that thing. They say that it's a parade in like France or something every year. Here's the problem though. In the parade they have wires attached to his face, but here they don't. And when they take the helmet off, you can see actual emotion in its eyes and in its face. Yeah, I mean, the only way I could think of is literal magic. Like, magic never went anywhere. Watch how he watches the helmet. There's nothing attached to its head. So how are they doing that? It's literal magic. There's no cables attached to his head, like the way they were in the parade. There's life in its eyes. You can't tell me that's not witchcraft. You cannot tell me that's not witchcraft. And it's nothing new either. Creepy.
I don't know about that. He's stretching it pretty far by saying magic. It's clearly a remote control head of some sort.
Tell me, young one, have you come to join my Decepticon army? Not yet. But girl, there is no other time, because if you don't join, I'm afraid I'm going to have to squash you. Now, are you ready? Yeah. Who is responsible for this thing?
This guy right here.
You want to explain why you failed as a parent, raising a little Autobot? Ugh, turn around, girl. Silence.
Alright, here we go.
What are you grinning about? What do you know? Are you here to join the Decepticons? Good! But I need to be sure that you all can fight. Turn around, I want to see your best fighting stances. And boy, were you raising your hand to ask me a question?
You should never celebrate New Year's if you don't know how the moon works. So while everyone is doing their New Year resolutions, the moon is doing the same thing. It's hard for people to understand this because they live in a hive mind. Everyone is thinking the same. So when someone think a little different, they call you crazy. They lied to all of us and said time only moves forward, but time moves backwards and forwards, just like the moon cycles. So there are people that's writing out their New Year resolutions. Let me tell you something. Every second, every moment is the new year. I be sitting around like, why everyone is happy? Like, what are you celebrating? Are you celebrating more time in the Matrix? A lot of people get mad at this, but it's the truth. We really live in a prison planet. And when people get locked up, what do? They do time. So while we are in the Matrix, our spirits is doing time. That's why most people celebrate New Year's in New York. Times Square. Just pay attention to the name, Times Square, because we are the squares that's doing time in the Matrix. When they do the countdown, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, this ball falls. This ball represents the moon that's taking over a new year. So while everyone's celebrating the new year, did y'all forget how bad the last year was? And the year before that? And the year before that, everything that happened in 2023 is going to be a mirror reflection of what's going to happen in 2024. Nothing changes in the world unless we change. The reflection in your mirror won't smile unless you smile first. It's nothing cool about celebrating your slavery in the Matrix. By the way, do you know why they use fireworks? These fireworks represents fallen stars. Not only do it represent fallen stars, it represents all of us being captured by the moon. These colors represent our chakras. All you have to do is pay attention and everything will come to you. These are our chakras right here. These are the fireworks. It's the same exact colors or the same exact frequencies. Only thing we should celebrate is evolving spiritually. It's two ways you can look at this. They tell us the truth because they have to, or they tell us the truth because they are mocking us because we don't understand what's going on. There's no need for a New Year resolution because every time you see the word R-E in front, it lets you know that you're doing the same thing over again. Reincarnation. It's nothing to celebrate, especially when we are living in hell. My ebook link is in the bio.
If 2024 is anything like 2023, I don't want it. Leave it just right where it's at. Leave it right where it's at.
What happened to the Statue of Liberty? When it was first delivered from the French in 1885 as a symbol of friendship, it was shiny brown because the outside is made of copper, which is a material so conductive that we use it for electricity, and one of the reasons why she's always getting struck by lightning. But why exactly did she turn green? This happened because of oxidation, and I've read conflicting reports on if the French knew this was going to happen. They probably did, but maybe not quite like this. Oxidation is a chemical reaction between an element and oxygen, usually in the air. First, copper loses an electron to oxygen, which is electron hungry. This makes cuprite, which is reddish, and it would have been pretty cool if it stayed that way, but it then loses more electrons to oxygen, and that makes tannerite. And for a hot minute, the Statue of Liberty turned pretty dark brown, but then tannerite reacts with sulfuric acid. Sulfur enters the atmosphere naturally from a few different ways, like volcanic eruptions, geothermal vents, and decomposition, but it's also from us burning fossil fuels. And New York City air, especially back in the day, was thick. When that mixed with sea spray, it can make sulfuric acid, which then makes brochantite, which is greenish and definitely looks like kryptonite. And then that eventually can turn into atacamite, which is also greenish. If you have any old pennies from before 1982 when they switched out the copper, they'll turn green too for similar reasons.
So apparently it's a bunch of people that didn't know that it was illegal to talk to dolphins. Let's go and dive in this hole for rabbits. See, now, it is against the law to interact with dolphins unless you are in an aquarium, zoo, theme park, etc. The reason for this is to not protect the dolphins, but to stop humans from developing a connection with mammals that are actually smarter than us. Dolphins have a cerebral cortex that is 40% larger than humans. Then they go along to say that they have knowledge about ancient civilizations like Atlantis and Lemuria. And that left me curious on how can we communicate with a dolphin? In every image that I have seen a dolphin communicate, they use their foreheads. Yeah, like their third eye. And the form of communication that they're using is called ultrasound. Guess who else uses ultrasound to communicate? Isn't that how babies communicate, through ultrasound? And then look at this, can dolphins stimulate brain growth in babies? See, the scientists at Peru say the squeals and squeaks in dolphins may stimulate the brain in an unborn child. And one aquarium let their babies line up to communicate with dolphins, cause it stimulates the brain growth in babies. Now y'all kind of getting the gist on why they don't want us to communicate with dolphins. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it being illegal to communicate with dolphins in the comments. Like, follow for more wisdom statements.
Hey, it ain't no secrets. Dolphins real smart. I really think they don't want us getting controlled by them once we sink in with them.
Yo, I've never seen nothing like that.
Oh shit, it went off. How would it went off like that?
That was not natural. Look. What the hell was that? Yo, I've never seen nothing like that. Yo, I thought it was bugging just.
Oh shit, it went off. How would it went off like that?
That was not natural. Look. What the hell was that?
Okay, so I kind of want to expose some chemtrail truth here. As most of you know, we're selling the plane, so we're not getting paid out anymore. This plane has been certified to use the chemtrail fluid DK5812. And so it holds 50 gallons in each tank here, and then the fuel goes this one. And then right in the exhaust, just right up here, there's a injector that sprays the fluid when you turn on the switch. And the switch, it won't spray fluid unless the engine's running because it's like real toxic chemicals. So it needs to make sure like you're in the air. We get paid about $10 a gallon to spray the stuff. And this has a government issued retrofit kit. And you can see down here, they installed this switch. As you can see, it says chemtrails. You just turn it on and then you just collect money. That's how it works.